Gentlemen,
Richard,
Richard,
how are you?
new room, Bobby?
Same room, slightly angled differently.
Yeah, Ray, you look incredibly tired. This is the Summit Sports Show. Drake Maye, we're going to talk about the concerns we have for Drake Maye. There are many, not all of them, most of them not directly about him. Bobby and I touched on this on our Monday show, on our Patriots recap show. The concern, you should have major concerns for Drake Maye, and you are not allowed to be happy about Drake Maye for a number of reasons, which we're going to get into in this show. The first of which being Alex Van Pelt. So more on that to come for sure. We've got an up and down rundown from Pebbles over there, Chief Bobby Pebbles. I like the nickname.
I am not Pebbles, and to prove that to you, at 5:30 a.m., check your text messages.
We're talking about Bobby's poop schedule and the fact that he poops like a woman rabbit. We've got a kink in the armor from the Celtics in their championship run. The Bruins shift in identity, this or that with Chief Bobby and Simplest Minds of the Week. But as always, we start with opening takes. Ray, you were on the road and under suspension in some hotel, very sleepy from your travels. Why don't you kick us off with your opening take, please?
Thank you there, Richard. I'm not sleepy. I'm feeling very, very awake right now. And you're also on your computer audio. My opening take is this. Jaylen Brown is needed by the Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum can't do it by himself. We saw that against the Golden State Warriors last night. Every time he touched the ball, he was getting doubled. And Steve Kerr just dared the Celtics to say, hey, make your other four beat us, and they can't do it. The Boston Celtics need Jaylen Brown back. Whoever buys this team needs to have Jaylen Brown on the payroll. You need to pay that luxury tax because you will not win a championship without Jaylen Brown on this team.
Interesting take from one game, the ninth game of the season, Ray. As always, towing the line between bold and stupid. This is the Simple Mind Sports Show. Bobby, your opening take.
Absolutely. Do not let old people drive. Specifically, don't let them own your franchise. Take a look at what's happened to two glorious franchises, the Cowboys and the New England Patriots. They both have old fuddy-duddy owners. The Cowboys are crumbling at the seams. The Patriots are the worst coach team. Every draft pick besides the lucky pick of Drake Maye blows. And if they don't fix that, then they're going to screw him up too. Do not let Grampy drive. Don't do it.
Fuddy-duddy is not a term you hear very often, but it perfectly describes, especially Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is a walking fuddy-duddy, and Kraft is on his way there for sure. This is the Simple Mind Sports Show, Friday Rewind. What?
Where's your opening take?
My opening take is the start of the show because I write the whole goddamn thing. There are many concerns for Drake Maye. We will get into it. The first one starting with Alex Van Pelt. This is the Simple Mind Sports Show, and if you start stealing my opening take to start the show, I'm just gonna murder you. Welcome to the Simple Mind Sports Show. The Celtics are dumb front-running pussies. This is the same team they have been for 4 years running.
Well, my worst nightmare came true. Missoula and Mayo are friends. What the fuck? Apparently, they've known each other since Virginia. They have these docking sessions where they talk about ball and managing people.
Vacation. I'm gonna quay all these. I'm gonna fucking watch them this week.
Do you say quay?
Is it not quay?
It's Q. It's Q. It's Q-U-E. You idiot.
QUE, you idiot. What is in your quay?
I've been watching Friday Night Lights. Remember I told you about that girl?
Oh, that's right.
Lyra, what's her name?
Taking it old school. Good for you.
Tyra is the blonde.
No, the brunette.
Minka Kelly, you're like 20 years late on finding out about Minka Kelly.
Hey, the shower knows what the shower knows. I'm not 20 years too late by any means.
Now, you are sharing that room with your father?
He's not here. He's at the casino.
Oh, okay. That's unfortunate.
But he's going to know what the shower knows as well.
That
I
is
assume,
nice.
from
This daddy-daughter docking trip of yours, I hope it goes really well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Are
buddy.
you in the hotel robe, or are you wearing some other loosely fitting shitty sweatshirt?
Loose fitting sweat. Yeah, it's usually what I give your mother after I fuck her. But yeah, I took it on the trip with me.
No, see, all day with these horrible, horrible jokes, and he's throwing out the laps. It's just so bad, so bad. Speaking of so bad, the opposite of that is so good. That's us on YouTube today. Even considering Ray is wearing an ill-fitted, what looks like what a monk tends to wear. If you're
It looks
listening
like
on,
one of the sweatshirts you would get from like a big wholesale club, like a Costco or a Sam's Club.
definitely came from
TikTok.
something
I got it
big.
off TikTok.
Big and fat, not big and tall, big and wide. YouTube, you're welcome. Your favorite podcast platforms, wherever you're watching or listening, rate, subscribe, review. Also, check the show notes. We've got exclusive content. The obvious one right down there at the bottom of your screen, Dr. Big Mac himself. He gives you the top 5 women wrestlers of all time, which is basically just a peep show. So if you're in that shower mood like Ray is watching Friday Night Lights, give that a look. Give that a little link there. Click in the show notes. On to the show, though. Pat Scraps, Patriots. We're going to start Patriots here and the concerns around Drake Maye, which was my opening take, Raymond.
Oh,
Look, Drake Maye's not developing, okay? Bobby and I touched on this on Monday. You weren't here, Ray, because, the positivity surrounding Drake Maye after that loss in his 3 turnovers threw me on edge, and it has all week. And the bottom line is, yeah, he's got athleticism. Yes, he's dynamic. Yes, he's a playmaker. He's also still a rookie. He's also been put squarely 100% into the situation of where good, promising rookie quarterbacks fail, where they are running around trying not to get annihilated by defensive linemen because their team blows, their roster blows, their coaches don't have a clue, and all of the bobos with their Patriots pajamas think that the sun is shining. We don't have to win another game for the rest of the season because we have Drake Maye, and all you need is the quarterback in the NFL because that's what they've been told. And I'm here to tell you, you're wrong. You need a lot more than that, starting with your coaching staff. If you want to go to Gerard Mayo, Bobby, feel free. He's open season for me, but I'm starting with Alex Van Pelt, who's head coach offense, and that's where you are sorely hurting Drake Maye at this point. And I just don't think enough is being made of it because the kid has come in and shown well and has been a breath of fresh air since we've had to watch crybaby Mac Jones for 4 years.
Yeah, the past week, especially, and if you're listening to the mainstream media, they're all they're doing is talking and highlighting with the positives with Drake Maye and not really assessing that where the rest of the team stands, and that if it's not addressed and stabilized about how how they got so lucky with getting this guy, because it is luck. That also isn't discussed. He was the 3rd pick. He fell to them. They didn't do anything special. And you look at the rest of their draft, everybody else is bad. So in a front office, in a coaching perspective, they are totally overmatched right now.
Bobby did write a fine blog on simplemindsports.com. You can find that in the show notes as well, talking about the Patriots getting lucky with that draft pick. And I'll just add more ways than one. They're the 3rd quarterback off the board. They're the 3rd overall pick. Didn't take a whole lot of skill to take that, but we've gone over that before. Ray, the good and the bad of Drake Maye, obviously athleticism, top of the charts. He's clearly tough, stupid tough. I mean, coming off of what they said was a concussion, I don't actually think he was concussed, to be honest with you. The fact that he came back that quickly and the hit he played after, it was just a protocol thing for the NFL. But going in that Titans game, just not sliding, just going head first into multiple hits. He took some shots. The kid's tough.
He doesn't give a fuck, yeah.
And he's a playmaker. I mean, clearly he's a playmaker. But the turnovers are real. The 3 against the Titans, every single one of them was on him, and every single one of them was terrible. He's clearly been sped up in the pocket. That's either the Patriots' fault of not developing well enough to this point, or their offensive line deficiencies, or the fact that we knew that he was raw coming out of North Carolina, and those are his natural tendencies, is to leave the pocket early. But his pocket presence, not impressed up to this point. And at times he's inaccurate because his footwork blows, as we've known. So you take the good with the bad. What are your thoughts on our concerns here with Drake Maye?
that he's still a rookie. I mean, that he's going to make rookie mistakes, and obviously you saw that a lot in the Titans game with 3 turnovers, the strip sack. That almost cost him the game, and luckily he could run around with the chicken with his head cut off and make a miraculous throw into the end zone to Ramadan Ding Dong Stevenson to tie the game and then go into overtime. But yeah, he's going to make rookie mistakes because he's a rookie. Will it get better? Has he shown steps of getting better every week? No, because he still hasn't even won a game in the NFL. That one win is against the Jets where he got knocked out and Jacoby Brissett came in and won the game for him. So yet he still hasn't won a game. Is he showing signs of getting better? I haven't seen it. I mean, he doesn't really have the weapons to do it around him yet. So maybe this is like a wait and see thing until year 2. But for right now, it's still mediocre rookie mistakes.
There is a bed right behind you, Raymond, if you'd like to lay down.
I'm trying not to yell.
He's
trying not to yell.
He's getting so sleepy.
No,
you were here to yell. This is a Semi Sports Show. We have been
I don't want anyone knocking on the door and saying, "Excuse me, sir, can you stop yelling and turn it down a little bit?" I'm like, sorry.
You're in a hotel in Chicago. There's been gunshots in that room.
Yeah, you're on Chirac for the Patriots game on a Patriots podcast. Let him hear you, Raymond. We know that this is what the people want. Don't get all sleepy on. I told you he was going to get sleepy, Bobby.
I'm not
I told
sleepy.
you.
Yeah, exactly. You peaked at 5 p.m. You were popping off joke after joke, and then you were done. You were done. You couldn't handle it.
That is peak
You
Raymond.
had your deep dish pizza, and you shot your load.
He was laughing at his own jokes in front of his phone at the airport, drinking fucking Sam Adams, having the time of his life. And now here we are, sleepy in the hotel room, sharing with his
God damn it. I'm not even fucking sleepy.
You're very tired.
I'm not.
Look, I forget what I was going to say. Oh, small sample size for Drake Maye, for sure. Very small sample size. I think our concerns are real. But look, it's not all about Drake Maye. Obviously, the bigger ones stem from coaching. Bobby, you mentioned it with Grampy leading the show there in the opening take, and it's all around. We've belabored on it every single week. The coaching, it's the worst in the league for sure. But let's just continue to hammer down on why that's the fact so we don't get caught up in the Drake Maye Cloud9 bullshit that people want us to. Look, 3 decisive decisions going into that and in the Titans game. Clear examples of the coaching just not being buttoned up, not having their head screwed on tight, or just sucking, just completely blowing. Number 1, the decision to switch the offensive line. They had a cohesive unit, or the chance at a cohesive unit, for the first time all season. Again, we touched it on our Monday show, Bobby, and they decided to move Onwenu back to right tackle. Layden Robinson, the rookie, at right guard, with Justin Simmons, maybe the best defensive tackle in the league, lining up against them. And they got their doors blown off to the point where they switched at halftime and the protection seemed to get a little bit better. Decision number 1, boneheads in the coaching rooms. Thoughts?
This one, I don't know what their justification is, especially considering Mike Onwenu is supposed to be your best guard. He plays guard. I kind of feel bad for him. He hasn't played well all year because he keeps getting kicked back and forth quarter to quarter. So I'm sure that that's difficult. But when this team's strength, interior strength, is at tackle, they also have another big tackle. Why would you change the line from what it just was? I don't understand what their thought process is on this.
Look, Coach Vibes there, Mr. Corporate America, should understand the 80-20 rule. You spend 80% of your time with your top 20% of your talent. The top 20% of that talent is the interior offensive line. Even I keep wanting to call him Ben. It's not Ben. What the fuck is the center's name?
Ben Jacobs. Is it Jacobs?
No,
it's Ben
Jacobs
something.
is the right tackle. It's Ben something, but I can never remember his last name. Doesn't matter. Let's just call him Ben. Ben. The interior play in that on that line has clearly been better than the tackle play because they don't employ an NFL tackle. So keep it together. There's no reason to break that up, especially when you had a decent game against the Jets the week before. Stupid, and you knew it was stupid because they switched at halftime. Brown.
It is.
That should make sense. We should not forget that. Raymond, unprepared to go for the 2. Bobby and I talked about this. Bobby was the first person I heard bring it up, and then I heard it up multiple times during the week. So they're clearly listening. You're welcome, pundits. Not necessarily the decision not to go for 2, although probably should have if you're the Patriots, but the fact that they were clearly not prepared to make that decision, whether they didn't have a play or they didn't they couldn't manage the clock, or it just didn't even cross their mind. It was clearly an example of being underprepared. And then, Ray, just to close it all up on the underpreparedness and being goofballs, they chose to go into the wind in overtime. And
What are the
Drake
nerds
Maye,
thinking about that? What do the nerds think about that? Like, why are you doing that?
it
Like,
was
did someone call that? Huh?
They're
it was
morons.
it was a fuck up.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying. Like,
And
why weren't the nerds
Drake
like in
Maye
fucking
blew
Gerard Mayo's
is the
ear
one that
going,
cock blocked it.
Yeah, you guys were talking to each other because you're idiots. Drake Maye, do you think he did that on purpose? Do you think Drake Maye is like an idiot savant where he knew he was spilling the tea, but did it in such like a football way? He's like, yeah, I tossed it into the wind. I should have thrown that ball a little bit harder, a little bit sooner. And people are like, wait, what? You threw it into the wind? And then Monday morning, hey, Gerard, what was up with you taking the wind in overtime after you lost the toss?
He's like, God, fucking Drake.
His answer,
who fucking said that? Who fucking said that?
His answer was the wind changed during the game. That was his answer.
Of course. That wind just fucking in that bowl
Pretty
right
slick
there.
answer. I mean, it's tough to dispute that.
I'm not going to dispute the fact the wind changed. I'm going to be baffled that they didn't know the fucking wind changed. Either you're too stupid to realize the wind change, or you're too stupid to pick the right direction. Either way, you're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God, they suck. They got to do something about it. The biggest issue of all is offensive coordinator and the philosophy. If we are in the spectrum here of it's all about Drake Maye is the only thing good we have going for us, the concerns around him are the fact that they are going to ruin him play by play seemingly every week, then we have to start with the offensive play caller and what is the philosophy and the groundwork they're giving this kid to work on for his NFL career. Let's go ahead and listen to the buffoon in charge of this because we haven't heard from him a whole lot on this show this year.
I think his play action pass has to improve. Just the ball handling there, we're not quite where we need to be to get the most out of it. So that's an area we've targeted for improvement. I think the other thing for Drake is if we have plays set for different looks, and then being able to respond and react if it isn't the look that we're game planning against and knowing where to go with the ball. Those are the two biggest things. Ball security, for sure. Got to take care of the football. That's our number one goal every week is to come away with no giveaways for them. So if we can keep improving there, we'll be better.
Bobby, if your mom saw that mic, how far deep do you think that she could get that down her throat?
I thought that the mic also looked like a penis, so fair enough.
There's definitely a flatulence, a resemblance to that big, long, skinny black bank. Beyond that thought, which obviously we all went there, but Bobby, did you have any thoughts on hearing Alex Van Pelt talk about his rookie quarterback and how much he has to work with?
Honestly, I wasn't listening to the quote because I was looking at the flatulent nature of it, and then his face looked like a cankle, so I can't comment. Fair
enough. Let's move on. Let me tell you what's going on. They got a lack of modern offense. We've talked about this. The inexperience from Alex Van Pelt and his entire staff, certainly from a play calling standpoint, we see that every week. There's no chance for them to get in rhythm, for Drake Maye to get in rhythm. The running game has gone completely backwards, but it's all a trickle. We talk about trickle down effects on the roster a lot. Right, if a guy is playing above his for the Patriots wide receiver room, it's been that way for a long time. Guys are playing matching up against the wrong guys because there's not enough talent at the top of the roster. This is a trickle up effect to Gerard Mayo. There's a piss joke in there, but I can't land it. Alex Van Pelt is so inexperienced and so deficient on offense that Gerard Mayo has to spend time and energy focusing on something he knows absolutely nothing about, which is NFL offense. You can see that that's been clear as the season has gone on. They've made some fundamental changes within the offense. Obviously, Drake Maye being the starter, being the biggest one. And Gerard Mayo, who may not do anything, but that he has to be in that offensive room because they have the worst offense in the league, and he's the head coach. Where ideally, your offensive head coach, as he's called Alex Van Pelt, would be able to just handle that side of the team, right? When you see teams like this that bring in offensive coordinators, it's Detroit Lions. It's Ben Johnson's job to handle the offense, and therefore Hardin McGee doesn't have to worry about it. He can handle either the defense or he can be an actual CEO, manage the clock, manage the schemes, manage just the game, the game formula. So, I think that is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Sorry, look at the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, obviously, Andy Reid holds the offensive side of the ball, and then the defensive side of the ball, he doesn't have to touch. He just worries about the offensive side of the ball. I think Sean Payton does the same thing in Denver. He just worries about the offensive side of the ball. Lets his defensive coordinator just handle that. And now that you have a defensive coordinator up here, you're just seeing that, obviously, offense is way more important than the defensive side of the ball. especially when you have the number 3 overall pick that you have to get going in the NFL. Like, you need someone to be able to grasp the whole, like, be hands-on with this kid, and Gerard Mayo's not that guy. You have fucking Alex Van Pelt, who just doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. It's just and they have 2 different offenses, one for Jacoby Brissett, one for Drake Maye. So obviously this isn't working very well for the Patriots right now.
And here's the biggest problem: when Gerard Mayo also doesn't know defense, so then you're really fucked.
Touche.
That helps. Well, wouldn't you say, though, as much as we made fun of Mayo and vibes, if he does have redeeming qualities or a skill set, it is within some type of communication or modern day communication with his players. His players still come out every week and say, we'd run through a wall from Coach Mayo. And he seems to still have these guys' ears and at least somewhat bought in. Clearly there was a dip there at some point in the season, specifically with the wide receivers. So if he was given an opportunity where he didn't have to think about schematics and X's and O's as much as he may have to in this situation, is there a world where he would be considered a decent head coach in a Mike Tomlin role? If things were better, is there a chance we could build on that type of hope and motivation on this guy if they can improve? Ray, I see you shaking your head.
No. Gerard Mayo is going to be 3 years into the Patriots. He's going to probably win a total of like 7 games total in the NFL, and then he's going to get fired. This guy
isn't sustainable, because if your team is doing well, that means your coordinators are going to move on to get better jobs. You won't be able to keep the same staff. So the head coach has to maintain a certain level of competency with a scheme, because he's going to be the only constant, and he has to be able to teach those philosophies or implement them to the new coaches that come in. It just isn't sustainable.
Yeah, we're fucked. If they win 7 games, he's not making it 3 years, right? He'll give me that gift this year, and he'll be gone next year if it's as bad. I've been calling this for weeks now. We've all been on board. If we talk about solutions here, with the idea that Gerard Mayo isn't going anywhere, he's here at least 2 years, maybe 3, Ray. The first move you have to make, Bobby's shaking his head furiously. The first move you have to make is fire Alex Van Pelt. There's no reason why you can't do it. Bobby shaking his head, yes, feverishly. There's no reason why you cannot do it right now. You have Drake Maye, all of the momentum behind your rookie quarterback, who has shown flashes of brilliance and athleticism and the future of your franchise, blah, blah, blah. And it is obviously clear that he is being held back by this offensive coaching staff. And if the tape doesn't tell you that, then the statistics do. You want to hear where the Patriots are offensively? Here's your stats. 30th in points per game, 32nd in yards per game, 31st in passing yards per game, 31st in passing touchdowns per game, 31st in yards per passing yards per game, 31st in first downs, 26th in third down percentage, 32nd in passing plays over 20 yards. That's dead last. 30th in sacks allowed, 28th in passer rating, 24th in rushing yards per game. They're dead last, I think, and certainly in the last 3, they're dead last. They have like 57 yards. 19th in yards per carry, again, taking in the first part of the season. 16th in giveaways, 22nd in overall turnover differential. I don't know what more evidence. What evidence do you need? Beyond that, you're the worst offensive team in the league. You can't keep your job as an offensive coordinator at the worst offense in the league. You're halfway through the season. You have to start building momentum with your rookie coach and your rookie quarterback. Fire this fucking guy. Hire a guy from the Shanahan, McVay, or Reed system that still has that West Coast philosophy and terminology, so you don't set back Drake Maye too bad next year, and get moving forward with a modern day offense.
Totally agree. I mean, obviously, look at that wide receiver room. Who's the best wide receiver in that room? And if you put him on any other NFL team, where would he be? Probably a number 3, like Pop Douglas. He's a number 3 wide receiver anywhere else in the NFL. Kendrick Bourne probably is number 2. I'm just saying, like, they have like the absolute shit wide receiver room. You're not helping Drake Maye at all with what you have surround him. I mean, hopefully this offseason is a home run for Elliott Wolf and a draft compensation for all these guys, because you need to get better on both sides of the ball, and you only get 7 rounds. So hopefully he can address the needs of this team, which is the offensive line, like Rich has said, the wide receiver number 1, like Rich said, quarterback number 2, which you were saying you were going to shop out Jonathan Jones. So, I mean, what is this whole philosophy of this team? What's the building blocks that they're going to go with into 2025?
Solid points before you go, Raymond. I don't know what that has to do with firing Alex Van Pelt, but I don't disagree with any of it. Bobby, are you firing Alex Van Pelt at this point? Is that a mistake? So the downside of that is you have a rookie quarterback. You introduce another offensive coordinator. There's no chance that, there's no guarantee that's going to work. You still have a massive question mark in Gerard Mayo as your head coach. And as Ray just eloquently pointed out, you have a massive question mark in your GM and the talent around this team. So is there validity in waiting it out with Alex Van Pelt and seeing if he can get something going? Ben McAdoo in the background and Tyler, whatever the fuck his name is there as the quarterback's coach.
For me, what I think I would do, I would let them all play out the season and then blow out everybody. I mean, trust me, AVP 100%, yes, but leave them all in, let them all sink or swim together. And just at the end of the season, just kind of blow it all out to our kind of like whole premise of the show where Drake's not developing and he's taking on this path that young quarterbacks do. They can play this way for one season. They can run for their life for a season, but transitioning from 1 to 2, that's when they need help, because then that's when the bad habits start to form. So he's not going to stop playing that way this year. This is how he's going to play, but it can't be this way next year.
Yeah, it's a good point to come full circle. In the concerns around Drake Maye, which we have many, they all stem from the people around him, specifically his coaching staff, specifically his offensive coaching staff. And Robert Kraft and Jonathan Kraft and Robin Glazer cannot let that percolate and continue into next season. If it continues the way it's been going, which there's no evidence it won't, they have to make a serious move from that coaching standpoint. So, got a long way before that. We're only halfway through the season. We'll see how it goes. Until then, headlines with the obvious one.
Oh, thank you there, Richard. The Patriots head down to Nashville, Tennessee to take on the Titans last Sunday. Even though Drake Maye scrambled and threw the ball up for a prayer and sent the game into overtime, it wasn't enough as the Patriots still lost 20-17. Next up for the Patriots is a Sunday matchup with the Chicago Bears at 1 p.m. The Celtics hosted Golden State at the Garden on Wednesday night and got their second loss of the season, losing 118-112. Speaking of 112, whatever did happen to 112, the music group that was sponsored by Diddy? How many butts did they get touched, and how many people do they know butts got touched by Diddy? Speaking of butts, I will be ink-free at the end of the NHL season because the Boston Bruins below 6-7-1. Looks like paying Swayman all that money wasn't the best idea. And finally, the Red Sox front office said they will be spending money this offseason. Bullshit. This has been Headlines with the Obvious One. Back to you there, Richard.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. God have mercy on your soul.
Oh, that's me.
Sleepy Ray.
That's me.
I like the you shift your angle too.
Yeah, the old man said he's down coming up, so I didn't want you guys to get. I didn't want the chairs to get wet with all the women watching, seeing this fucking man come in with his belly just hanging out, dollars in his pocket, fucking flying everywhere.
I just need the background of like Ray's old man in his white T-shirt that ill fits in his boxer shorts, like
rips it right in the crotch area, and just fucking
very loose boxer shorts, like down to the top of his knees. Fucking bitching about whatever, and goes right down there. Some
I can't believe he fucking hit on 18.
Yeah. No Italian margaritas. This city sucks.
We were at the airport. And he asked for
blows.
I forgot what he asked for. Oh, he asked for a Mai Tai at the airport, and they're like, "I don't know how to make a Mai Tai, sir. Sorry." And he goes, "What? You don't know how to make a Mai Tai?" He was so disappointed.
Airport
Yeah.
bar, or Big Ray. Like,
Like, yeah,
Mai
we don't
Tai.
make drinks for queers.
Get a beer. Good God.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, looking forward to that. It is nice you guys are doing a slumber party.
Thank you.
It's very cute.
Daddy daughter docking.
Oh, I was gonna say headlines. Well done. I like the idea of the Diddy butts in 112. The execution was, I'd give it like
Or
4.5, maybe 5.
poor.
And you didn't even give a rest in peace to Quincy Jones in there. So
Well,
nice
because I don't want to get pneumonia and get
Immediate feedback is always good.
yeah. No, we actually like Diddy, and he's not guilty yet, right? So
Innocent until proven guilty.
hashtag Team Diddy. Not take it back, or did I? Not sure. Just don't fucking kill me. All right, let's do up and down rundown presented by Pebbles.
Oh, I have a better name for this, real quick.
Okay,
Here it is.
Please do.
up and down the totem pole with Chief Bobby. I like
There
that.
you go. That's very good.
It's pretty
We'll start
good.
with the ups here. We'll start with the ups. The LA Rams, winners of 3 straight after injuries derailed the beginning of their season. They're back in contention in the NFC West. Only a game out in a wide open division now. Everybody's 4-5. Cardinals 5-4.
I'd like to give a toot on this. I think it's been 2 years that at least Bobby, probably Ray, jumped in that train, that totem pole train too. They said the Rams were going to suck. And hey, Sean McVay is the best coach in the league. Matthew Stafford's always been underrated. When their talent is healthy, they'll win a Super Bowl. When they're not, they overachieve.
I thought they were going to suck last year. I was on that train.
McCaffrey's coming back for the 49ers this week, so I like to see what happens now.
Big
Yeah,
game.
because that
Big
has
game.
anything to do. Also, just real quick while we're here, how are the Chargers doing, Bobby?
Poorly. Also up, Nikola Jokic nearly averaging a triple-double with 29 points, 12 boards, and 9.8 assists, all while only missing his farm in Serbia. Imagine if he liked NBA basketball, guys.
He'd be dominant. Imagine if he liked the weight room too. Holy shit, this guy would be an MVP every year.
Well, if we're going to talk about fatties that play, you know where I'm going to go.
Doc Rivers' stupid kid Austin said that Karl Anthony Towns was the most talented big man in the league, and then whoever he was doing the podcast with, like, almost threw up in his mouth and like, you ever heard of a guy named Jokic? He's like, no, man, like Jokic is only better at passing, and someone should cancel. So Diddy should get a hold of fucking Austin Rivers.
He probably did. He probably did.
NBA takes can be infuriating. Speaking of infuriating, up the World Series, the 2024 World Series was the most watched World Series in the past 7 years. Cool.
Hey, Bobby, how many minutes did you log into the World Series this year?
That would be none.
Imagine if Bobby liked baseball; those ratings would be through the roof.
Yeah, they would.
Him and his tribe, they
I was
could
gonna
be.
say, but the reservation only has one TV.
The whole res would watch. I know.
The whole res, it's only one TV though. They just huddle up in the TV in the fucking black and white 13-inch.
It's called efficiency. On to the downs.
Who's your guys' favorite team? The Guardians?
No, the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah, they are the Guardians now.
I know, yeah, but
Baseball you watch.
we shouldn't have changed the name.
Really do that. I didn't know.
Bring back the Redskins. Bring back the Redskins.
Damn it! You blew my joke, Ray, because you didn't know the Indians went to the Guardians.
No, I said he didn't know that.
I did.
I thought he really didn't know that.
No, well, whatever. On to the downs. The Patriots, they lose to the 1-6 Titans, hold the #1 overall selection, and Grampy Kraft is crashing this organizational car.
You wouldn't know it if you heard the Bobos around here. Drake Maye is the savior. Could lose every game for the rest of the season, they say.
And everyone will be so happy because he is our franchise quarterback. He is the elite quarterback running this organization into the future. It's fucking.
Hey, just to piggyback on our whole Patriots segment, we didn't actually ask this question. Do you think he has the potential to be good enough to elevate, or is he a Matthew Stafford where he needs, good talent around him like most people? Like, are you gonna put him on an I won't say Brady, but a Peyton Manning, Drew Brees?
Nope.
Does he have that talent, do you think?
Nope.
Or
Nope. He needs
It's
talent
possible.
around him.
Too early to know, but I think it's
Too
possible.
early to know. You're looking at it right now. He needs talent around him. He has no one to throw to. He had 95% of the offense last week against the Titans. He needs people around him. He can't win games by himself.
Well, there's a difference between needing talent around you and being set up by having the worst coaching in the league. Nobody's going to succeed with the worst coaching in the league. He needs to be set up for success, coaching wise.
Yeah. Anyway, just a thought.
All right. The other Grampy franchise, Dallas Cowboys, hitting a rock bottom. Dak Prescott is out because his hamstring tore off the bone. Who knows what's going on with CeeDee Lamb? Jerry Jones is threatening to fire radio personnel for asking simple questions. Dallas Cowboys down.
That's a story we never touched on. The interview with Jerry Jones in the local radio.
That's a tool bag move. That's a real tool bag move.
It's worse.
That's authority move. When you can
it's a tool
basically
bag
go
move.
online and fire someone, like that's a ballsy move. I like it.
That's where Trump's America. We don't do politics on this.
Oh God.
The power held by Jerry Jones in Jerry's world. He can just fire anybody that doesn't say something that he likes. That's fucking evil shit, man. He sucks. He sucks.
He does. And finally, down, Joe Flacco. He is not elite. It is settled for all time.
He's fucking like over 40 years old.
Yeah,
That's not elite anymore.
That's a stray shot at old man Joe, man.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
All the oldies. I don't want to hear any of these old fuddy-duddies anymore.
Dude, his protege took himself off the field. They didn't have a choice. You can't be Anthony Richards and take yourself off the field after.
Well, that's what happened.
31%.
He lost the backup quarterback mystique that he had, and then he was anointed the starter and immediately melted.
Joe Flacco is tall white Brissett. He's TWH. If
tall white
if Jacoby Brissett is big black Hoyer, then Joe Flacco is tall white Brissett.
But he got that with his old age, though. That's why.
I don't know. He had one good run, but Joe Flacco is a spot starter and a backup mystique. That is where he needs to live. I hope he stays forever. I hope he Vinny Testaverde's this thing and plays till he's fucking 46 across the league.
Why not?
You could.
Why not? There you go. Up and down the totem pole with Chief Bobby. 3 ups and 3 downs across the NFL. I'm assuming we'll probably shift some subject matters as the year moves on.
Certainly.
We have no parameters on this. We can do whatever we want. It's our fucking show.
You goddamn right.
Quick break.
Crowd work, no more shows. Somebody fucked it up for y'all. I was doing a show one time and I asked the guy, I said, hey, man, what you do for work? And he was like, I fuck your mother every Tuesday and Thursday. Her pussy was bad. And my whole set went straight downhill. I had no response for that bullshit. Cause listen, the first part, okay, you know what I'm saying? You fuck my mama, cool, you feel me? But her pussy being bad, that's some fucked up shit, sir. I would like to, my mama got great pussy. That's what I would like to think. I don't know, but I would like to think that.
That's the same schedule as us with your mother, Raymond.
That's why I put that on there.
I know, yeah,
like,
exactly.
Oh, on. Damn, it must be at Irene's on Tuesdays as well.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Right. Is your dad
Kill
in the room
Tony is
yet?
doing great for us.
There he is.
Yeah. Was he being off, by the way?
Yeah. Why was that? Why was that TV shaking
I'm sorry.
vigorously? Oh man, I love the image of you guys in your white t-shirts and boxer shorts watching fucking Antique Roadshow in the hotel TV late into the evening, just bitching about your wives.
Yep.
All right, Celtics kink in the armor, as Ray mentioned in his wonderfully written, poorly executed headlines. Celtics lose 118 to 112 to the Warriors. Steph Curry is your daddy. We didn't have a chance to talk about all of the hype being made of Jason Tatum's revenge game. Timing didn't work out there for our show, but I never liked it. I thought it was stupid. It's not how Jason Tatum operates. Could have told you that from the beginning. Also, it's game 9 of a long-ass season. There's another side to this argument that we can get into, but this is a long clip from Jason Tatum, but I think it perfectly sums up Jason Tatum as a player and probably as a person.
You mentioned before that after the Olympics, people were in your ear telling you how you should react, what you should do, what you should say. What have you been telling yourself? Like, what's been going on in your mind in terms of just kind of everyone pointing to this game and you downplaying it? I mean, truly feel that way? Did you hype yourself up? How have you taken yourself through this process?
I mean, that's part of this job. That's what I've been dealing with my entire career. People want me to be, louder. People want me to be mean or whatever. One thing about Jason is, like, I'm always going to do what the I want to do and approach things how I want to approach it and what I feel is sincere to who I am as a person. And not that it comes from a bad place. Some people, sometimes it comes from a good place. And
that's a problem. When you start referring to yourself in third person, that's a problem.
He can be extremely unlikable at times. He can be very unlikable.
Jason, I keep telling Jason, man, I don't give a fuck. Just I go out there and I just do whatever, Jason does whatever.
I did not take that as unlikable to me. I mean, the third person, that's the second time we've played.
When have you ever liked anyone that is a third person that talks in third person? You've always shit down people's throats that talk in third person.
Look, I can only be honest and truthful when I say this, and maybe this is a bias coming out, but I've been as hard as on Jason Tatum as anybody. For whatever reason, that one did not hit me in the stones. It didn't really bug me. I honestly believe my problem with that is generally when people are talking in third person, they're being disingenuous. And I just don't think Tatum is a disingenuous person.
I believe he was authentic there as well.
Almost to a fault. Like he mentioned, like we wanted the revenge game. We wanted him to be pissed. We want him to be more aggressive in the fourth quarter, blah, blah, blah. And his 7th year in the season, he's a champion. He's an MVP candidate, front runner this year. He's like, fuck you. I don't care. By the way, that's the first beep we've had in 2 years. He's like, I don't give a shit what you think. I am what I am. I am who I am. And this is what it is. I got $350 million in the bank. Fuck yourself. I'm the best player on the planet. Well, what do you want from me? I dropped 32. We lost. Tight game. It was a Wednesday. We're on to game 10 tomorrow. Fuck you.
In retrospect, their results was probably the most predictable thing that could have ever happened. Was him coming out and getting bull rushed by the Warriors, who they all backed their boy Kerr. They backed him. They came to play. They weren't going to allow themselves to be punked in that game.
Well, they had a game plan. Every time Tatum touched the ball, they double.
What was that? What was that? They had a game plan?
I was going to say, yeah.
They had a fucking game plan.
Take your lap, Bobby. Take your victory lap. Missoula got
the same fucking game the Celtics play every night. Yeah.
Now I see what Bobby was doing. He was setting me up for that, you son of a bitch. All right, fair enough.
Walked right into it.
There were adjustments made. I will give Missoula a little bit of that. 40 points in the first half. The Celtics were held to after the Warriors ran their patented 2022 NBA Finals blitz on Jason Tatum. To your point, Ray, in your opening take, they did not have a Jaylen Brown to counter that. Obviously, that makes the Celtics a lot better when you have a MVP, NBA Finals MVP on the other side of the court that can expose when you're double teaming the best player. We can, if you want to get into, does Jason Tatum need that to be an elite? I'm going to push back on that. I mean, without Jaylen Brown, do they have the best point differential in NBA history last year? No. But do they still potentially win the championship as currently constructed with Jason Tatum and his role players? Potentially. They rolled through the playoffs. They rolled through the finals.
Who was the Eastern Conference Finals MVP?
Jaylen Brown.
Who was the Finals MVP?
Jaylen Brown. Who had the better stats? Who did the offense revolve around? Who made every single right read in the entire playoff? Jason Tatum is a better player all around.
If he doesn't have Jaylen Brown on the court, does he actually have that mentality to be able to go off and pass the ball around? That's what I'm saying. He doesn't have someone.
He had 32, 6, and 4.
Okay, but he has no one there that's going to complement that, is what I'm saying. If you don't have Jaylen Brown on the court, you don't have.
Is he just a stat stuffer without Jaylen Brown to provide the physicality and energy? Is what I think he's trying to get at.
Yeah, because Rich is walking all over me because I don't have my Mikey mic tonight. That's why.
And you're very sleepy.
Very sleepy.
Very sleepy. Without Jaylen Brown, Joe Mazzulla's offense is not as effective. If it was just the Jason Tatum team without another superstar, the offense would have to change. You don't have enough talent on the floor to do what they do, which is 5 wide. All 5 could go for 25 any night. When Jaylen Brown goes away, that goes away. So they would just have to play differently. And I would not put it past Jason Tatum to be able to do that. Well, I've been calling for him to put his back to the basket for 7 years. And Bobby made a good point, I think, last show that it's not really him that's making that call. It's Joe Mazzulla. He's not allowing that team to play offensive basketball inside the 3-point line. They surround the 3-point line, drive and kick. That's the offense. If they didn't have Jaylen Brown, I think they would adjust, and I would have faith in Jason Tatum that he could lead his team to a lot of success.
Did you watch it last night when Tatum was on? Curry was on Tatum, back to the basket. I thought of you instantly, Rich. He was probably on the wing, and then all of a sudden he holds it. I'm like, oh, here he goes. He's going to do his post-up move, and nope, he passes to Peyton Pritchard. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Peyton Pritchard cut to the basket, missed an easy layup. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, what is going on with this game plan? Like, that's what I'm saying. If you don't have that 1B player on your team, you're just not going to be able to succeed in this NBA.
Maybe. I mean, that is modern basketball. I mean, you don't see anybody just rise up and shoot over people in the mid-range. Even Al Horford had Steph Curry on him and missed a running hook across the lane.
Yep.
It's just not how they play basketball anymore. And it's not just the Celtics thing. They are the poster childs for it right now. And clearly, the front runners on the 3-point game. But it's everywhere. That's just how the game is being played. You can thank Steph Curry. He ruined it. Let's hear what Mazzulla had to say about Tatum because we have it.
And how did Jason react? Obviously, they were trapping him, trying to get the ball in his hands. 17 in the third quarter. I mean, how do you think he handled their pressure?
I thought he did great. I mean, I thought he just gave the game what it needed, whether it was passing, whether it was screening, whether it was finishing. I mean, 50% from the field, 50% from three. Got to the free throw line, so I thought he handled it well. I thought he took on the challenge of the physicality and changed up how he was attacking and found his teammates and made shots when he needed to.
It looks like he's trying to order off the menu at Denny's there.
No, it looks like he's at a Chinese restaurant. He's trying to figure out what he wants to order. That's what it looks like.
That was the same fucking joke. You just changed Denny's to Chinese food restaurant.
Yeah, because he doesn't know the Chinese language. That's why.
Oh, you don't think Joe Mazzulla has a little Mandarin up his sleeve? You're an idiot.
Nope. Not at all.
Oh, Joe Mazzulla for sure.
All right, I'm emailing.
He seems like just the right country to think that you need to learn Chinese.
Didn't the Celtics go to China 2 years ago? Didn't they do a whole press run in China a couple years ago? He definitely knows some Mandarin. No question about it. He would put you in a locker with some Mandarin, you slumpied fucking hoodie wearing dope. Nothing. I got nothing from that press conference. I just like putting Mazzulla clips in here to aggravate Bobby. Yep. I will say I wrote a blog on this too. The Celtics defense, it's a little bit of a problem. Let me just give you game one against the Knicks. I mean, there was a flood of offense from them, so it wasn't. But the Knicks had like 70 points in the first half, or whatever. Their defense lacks hustle mainly, and I'm not saying it's going to be a problem. I'm just saying it is a problem right now. It hasn't hurt them because their offense has been so potent, but they're going to need to lock in. They're going to need to lock in. I think they will, but they need to.
It's only the 9th game of the season, Rich.
I hear you. They don't have a lot of back end help unless you count Nimi.
He sucks.
Nimi Keita?
Get the fuck out of here. What do you mean he sucks?
You watch him on offense last night, he was missing bunny after bunny. He is not an offensive player. Defensive side of the ball, nasty ass block on the defensive side. But offensive wise, he is terrible.
That's his role. That's all he needs to do.
Why are you looking at me? Do you have to poop? Why are you looking at me like that?
I was letting Bobby answer. He's fine. He's fine. He is a poor man's Robert Williams. He provides off-ball rim protection, something that they don't have in Luke Cornett, something that Al Horford can no longer provide. He's the only guy on the team that can do it. He's the only run-rimming big that they have. Stop smirking, Bobby. What kind of fucking bad joke are you going to laugh at? Yourself.
No, I was when you said off-ball rim protection, I was trying to think of how to turn it into a mother joke. I really didn't get there.
Is that a baby monitor or is that the remote to whatever?
That would be a baby monitor.
Oh, okay. I was gonna potentially a remote for whatever dildo's running up your ass right now. Just some other notes that I have. I don't think enough is being made of Jaylen Brown missing his 3rd straight game with a hip injury. Hips are pretty important in basketball.
He seems to be walking around the sideline fine.
They don't lie. Those hips don't lie.
Okay, he doesn't look that fucking injured to me.
This needs to be a bigger story. You need to watch out for that and hips linger. I'm just saying, you heard it here first. The Celtics never disclose that injury shit. That's a bigger deal than they're making it. A hip injury is not, and Jaylen Brown's not, he's not this most steadfast guy. He's no Jason Tatum when it comes to playing through injuries. The guy misses time. All right? Just saying. Keep an eye on it. Drew Holiday stinks right now.
Ooh.
Stinks out loud. Watch him play. All his passes are bad. His passes are off. His alley-oops, he's kind of sloppy with the ball. His on-ball defense, this is across the team, but Drew Holiday's supposed to be the defensive stopper. His on-ball defense blows. Their pick-and-roll defense blows. His shooting is just okay. Now, caveat, 10 games into the season, we said this last year, Bobby. We won a championship medal from him. We got it in the playoffs.
Yep.
If he does that again this year, fine. But
yep,
he kind of stinks.
I was going to make that same point. He was very average during the regular season, but he cranked it up when it mattered. If he's going to take, the first 4 months of the season off, be my guest.
Yep, I'm with you. All right, Ray. Let's hear from Grant Williams, then goofy jackass, after the Hornets back-to-back Hornet games. Celtics, Grant Williams, everyone's seen it by now. Basically a check at mid-court from Jason Tatum. Here's what Grant Williams had to say.
Definitely not intentional, not trying to hurt him by any means. We all know that's one of my closest friends in the league. And as you see, he got up and just walked away. And then I got up, asked for help, and raised my hand like I thought it was a foul. JB kind of escalated it, but I understand he's trying to protect his teammates, stuff like that. But that's my dog. No matter what, I got his back, and didn't mean to try and I don't know, he won't take it, so he'll text me later tonight, but it wasn't that bad.
What did JB have to say about it?
It is what it is. We got the win. We move on, but there's no place in the game for that. I thought JT and Graham was friends. I guess not.
Did you think it was unintentional?
It was for sure intentional. What are we talking about? Y'all see the same play that I was seeing? He hit him like it was a football play, like Ray Lewis coming across the middle or something. It is what it is. Grant no better than that.
Jason Tatum to get murdered. I mean, you can't make a Ray Lewis analogy. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Raymond. Will you two idiots stop talking on each other?
Well, because Bobby doesn't understand when someone's talking that it mixes up the whole thing. So he just likes to talk because he's on his fucking little gay baby monitor. Yeah, so what I was saying was that Jason Tatum to get murdered because you can't make that Ray Lewis analogy out there. Now, Bobby, you can talk.
Okay, that was not worth it. We should have just let Bobby talk.
Okay.
I forgot what I was going to say because I was making a little googie.
Jesus Christ. Grant Williams is a doofy asshole. He'll be playing. Speaking of China, outside.
He doesn't know Mandarin.
He will be playing. He does not.
I know some Mandarin.
But he will be playing for the Shanghai Sharks in 3 years. 2 years.
Put a butthole tattoo on that?
I won't put a butthole, but I will put a gentleman's wager on it. Which is not, it's not terrible slight. It's like NBA, Europe, and China. Those are like the 3 best leagues in the world. So go over there. Stephon Marbury made a whole career out of it. Have fun in Shanghai.
He's like a Chinese citizen now.
You're a doofy fucking asshole. You have no business being in the NBA. And his game has just continued to get worse. If you watch him play, he sucks. So there you go. Quick break.
I also have a good pussy theory. Hear me out. All right. I think if you have good pussy, your kids got good hair. That's what that is. If your mama got good pussy, you got good hair. Like you, ma'am, mama had good pussy. You, sir, your mama had good pussy. That nigga bald. So you tell me, baby. All right, that's my time.
Rich, can you take your hat off real quick?
We can't say that. How dare you?
Bobby, great hair. Me? Great hair. Richard?
Male pattern baldness is an illness, Ray, and there's a support group for it.
Yeah, and apparently we figured out how it all happened.
Planned that after, that was genius, Raymond. Genius. Kudos to you.
Ray's mom's pussy is good, confirmed. Bruins need a shift in organizational identity. 6-7-1 on the season this year. Minus 12 in goals for, goals against differential. Bruins are 25th. Why don't you just put me on unless you guys just want to continue laughing. There we go. Keep the audio. It's great. They're just laughing at their own jokes. Ray's so tired he's gone into a pit. a laughing fit. 25th in scoring for the Bruins. Let me bring this thing back to earth. David Pastrnak, 7th highest paid forward in the league, 2nd highest paid winger in the league, has been benched last game or two. 6 goals in the season. That's good for 46th in the league. 6th in goals allowed. Jeremy Swayman, Mr. Businessman himself, 25th in the league in goals and save percentage, 46th in goals allowed. Their defense is stout enough. Again, 6th in goals allowed this season. Obviously, Swayman's not helping them out there. So their defense, they spent some money on their top line and got bigger, even on the forecheck with their bottom 6, who have played great. I mean, their 4th line has been the best line on the season. But no top-end scoring. We said that going into the season, Ray. They did nothing to address their top 6. They brought in Lindholm as their top centerman, who is, I mean, really a second-line guy at best. Charlie Coyle has no business being on the second line. Brad Marchand, love you, but you're washed. Zacha is a nobody, and David Pastrnak.
Go ahead, take your victory lap.
Hold on. I hate to toot, but I've been telling you, David Pastrnak is a useless NHL player if he does not have elite playmaking talent around him in Bergeron or Krejci and Marchand at their peak. Without them, he's a goal scorer in very comfortable situations. Go look at his playoff performances. The naysayers, the Billy fucking hockeys out there will tell me that he's a point-a-game player in the NHL playoffs. I'll tell him that he racked up those points in Game 3 blowouts and has done nothing in closing games, Game 6s and 7s. And you can just look at the Bruins' record in those games in the playoffs in recent years and take the fact that David Pastrnak is not the player you need him to be at $11-point-something million. So there's my victory lap, Ray.
Also, with the Swayman thing, too, I mean, you paid Swayman the boatload of money. Obviously, it's a team-friendly deal in the future because, obviously, the cap's going to go up. But he's ranked 42nd right now. I believe he has a 3.17 goals against average. He has a .827 goals against average. He is not playing like a top 5 goalie, which he's getting paid as right now. So, obviously, that whole Swayman free agency fiasco is not panning out for the Bruins and Don Sweeney and Cam Neely.
No, this has been their philosophy for many years, many years. None of those years have brought them a championship, right? And a lot of them, they had, good talent around them, the Bergeron years. That talent, as we just mentioned, specifically in your top 6, has dwindled down to mediocre at best. And the idea of paying top-end goalie is just not a philosophy that is paying off for them. And it's not really a philosophy that's paying off for anybody. Outside of Bobrovsky and Vasilevsky, the Panthers and the Lightning, who obviously, Panthers are champions and Lightning's had a significant run, a few years back. But both those guys are champions and they're top 5 paid in the league is the point as goalies. But they also have, arguably, when they won, the top roster in the league. Both the Lightning and the Panthers.
The Lightning cheat too because they put people on injured reserve and then bring them back to the playoffs.
No, it's not cheating if it's within the
smart.
rules. Bill Belichick will tell you that.
Yeah.
So I just think their philosophy is outdated, and we know where the philosophy comes from. The Jacobs want playoff appearances, and the Bruins win playoff games. They win regular season games. They're regular season champions consistently, except for this year. Maybe they've hit that wall because Swayman is not an $8 million goalie, or at least not yet so far this year. And we just have to ask the question, is it time to make the hard decision and make a full move off of that era of Bruins hockey? Let Marchand roll. I would trade Pastrnak tomorrow for a buttload. I mean, he's 46th in the league in goals right now. Like, let's get that up. Let's try and sell high.
Yeah, wait for the trade dedeadline and kind of then hopefully he's up there. Yeah.
Let's get some goals. But let's move on from Marchand.
Well, who would you build around?
Well, look, before we get to who would you build around, you got to move Sweeney off of that and probably
a whole new philosophy, yeah.
Maybe Neely too, but a little piece of me thinks that Neely wants to be more aggressive. And, maybe his job is predicated on making the playoffs too. I don't know. If that's the case, then, that's the reason why you have to move on. Montgomery will be the sacrificial lamb in this because all NHL coaches inevitably end up being that. Coincidentally, he was brought in here. They blew out Cassidy because he was too mean to his players, and now Montgomery's benching David Pasternak.
Well,
So-
no, he was too mean to his rookie players, his young players. Now he's being mean to the old players, which then no one's having problems with that because they're the veterans, and yeah, they're not showing what they're supposed to be doing out there. So
I think Brandon Carlo was the leader in that clubhouse of Cassidy's too mean, and Bergeron backed him. So,
oh yeah,
the point of that is that says a hell of a lot more about your players than it does about the coach, right?
Yep.
Anyway, it's a long season. They're obviously not going to make any of these major moves mid-season, except for maybe Montgomery gets blown out. I just think, this small sample size as the NHL season starts getting rolling on. We don't have to go through. I gave you all of this data on the highest paid goalies in the league, and the top teams in the league really don't have high paid goalies.
Hurricanes. No, every time a Stanley Cup champion goes on a run, other than the Panthers, it's usually like a backup goalie that comes in relief, and they have this run.
Yeah, and just to give you some kind of data on that, so the Hurricanes and the Caps lead the Metro Division right now. Their goalies don't crack the top 25 paid. Maple Leafs goalie doesn't crack the top 25. They're a bad example because they shit their pants so often. But here's a good one. The Golden Knights pay Aiden Hill and Robin Lehner $5 million a piece. That's 15th in the league, 15th highest paid goalie and 19th highest paid goalie in the league. That's still less than what the Bruins pay. The Bruins pay Corpusalo and Swayman $11.25 million for their goalie room. Guess who's Swayman's the 5th highest paid goalie in the league. Guess who's the 25th highest paid goalie in the league?
Hallmark.
You nailed it. Corpusalo.
Oh,
Corpusalo. You have 2 top 25 goalies in the league, paid to goalies in the league. They don't crack the top 20 in save percentage or goals against. And you have the teams like the Caps and the Hurricanes, the Kings, Minnesota Wild don't have a goalie that cracks top 25 and paid. The Stars, 3rd in the Central Division. Their goalies, Jake Ottinger, is 24th in the league. So the point here is you can get away with paying a goalie a couple $1 million a year and still be good if you stack your team with enough talent to go score some goals, which the Bruins do not have. That has not been their philosophy for a very long time. I am calling on them to make a fundamental shift from a philosophy standpoint in the front office. And that means let going Marchand, trade Pasternak. If you want to trade McAvoy, I'm for that. McAvoy, Pasternak, and Swayman account for 30% of your cap, and none of them are playing up to their salaries right now. Pasternak had a great year last year, but as I just told you, he's nothing if he doesn't have elite talent around him. So I think it's going to be a tough year for the Bruins, and they have to make some hard choices. I'd start there. I'd start with their philosophy, which I guess means Don Sweeney, and getting off that whole fucking high-paid goalie thing. Just put your money in your top 6. Give me some centers. Give me some young, tough, hard-nosed, goal-scoring centermen, please. Bobby?
Do you think milk with cereal is soup?
Okay. This or that with Chief Bobby right after this. I'd like it known that was like pulling goddamn teeth with you assholes, and I do the hockey segment for the people, okay? I do the hockey segment for you out there, the listeners and the watchers. That's for you. You Bruins folk out there, it's like pulling teeth with these idiots.
I feel like it's mostly Raymond to blame here. I think we all know I'm unequipped.
Totally.
Nice hair, though, Bobby, by the way. Nice hair.
You know it.
Speaking of unequipped, why don't you run this segment, Bobby?
So here we go.
Or
just
put me
Tatum
up
on the
my
team or just Brown?
Sorry, say that again. I was distracted by Ray's terrible producing skills.
Just Jason Tatum on the Celtics or just Jaylen Brown?
Tatum. Just gave you that answer a segment ago.
We did just discuss it. Yeah, I agree. Tatum's the better player.
Ray, you can't say Tatum.
Okay, I'll take Brown then. Sure.
And he's wrong. Go ahead.
Would you rather watch wrestling or play Fortnite?
Play Fortnite. Play Fortnite. Play Fortnite.
Play Fortnite.
I agree. I would also rather play with 12-year-olds. Can never know what time it is or never write anything down again.
By the way,
never write anything down again.
Never know what time it is. Never write anything down again.
I need to know what time it is at all times.
Yeah, I'm pretty good about keeping things up here, so never write anything down.
But like typing either? Like,
yeah, you can't like write down notes.
What
Like,
about
you
like a
can't
blog?
save it in your
What about
phone.
like a piece of work?
Work is different. You can't like make notes for yourself.
Oh,
You
then I
can't
Like,
leave
go
yourself
get milk.
reminders.
Go rub
that's
one off in the
stupid. Who
shower.
fuck does that? I think this is a better question if like you can never write again.
Okay, fine. Then there, you can't write again. Boom, amended.
I'm gonna go time, and I'm gonna learn how to tell. I'm gonna learn how to read the sun.
Huh. My people can help you with that. Goldfish or Cheez-Its?
Cheez-Its.
Yeah, Cheez-Its are the
I think
supreme.
Cheez-Its is also the answer.
extra tough.
Netflix or Hulu?
Netflix. Hulu's been going down lately. They haven't
I
had any
still
good
go
programs.
Hulu.
Do you get the live Hulu?
I do, but I still think it's
No.
bad.
Just in this question, do you get
Oh, sorry.
all of what Hulu encompasses?
Base Netflix and base Hulu.
Oh, base Netflix.
Really? I think I go Hulu because most of Netflix's own stuff is garbage.
Well, you're an idiot. So,
Apple picking during football or watching the WNBA?
Apple picking. During football. Dumb question. Dumb question.
I do think it's Apple picking, honestly.
It is Apple. Honestly?
WNBA blows.
No, Apple
Here we go.
picking-
Here we go.
Apple
Here
picking
we go.
Sucks. You can drink a beer and watch basketball.
You can
Apple
drink a beer while I'm a picking.
No, you can't. You're walking.
It's like hard apple cider.
It's like a deceivingly hot. You end up sweating. Your kids are fucking crying. You're holding bed. It's like you got hay and shit. There's people everywhere. But no. I'll just watch bad basketball and drink beer.
Wear an apron and a hairnet all day or have a merce?
Hairnet, so I can keep some of it.
I'll go with the MERS. They're coming back,
Yeah, I
guess.
think I would also have a merce in this scenario.
Yeah, you guys go apple picking with your merces and have a great old time. It's gonna be so fun.
Whatever. You're watching the WNBA, you cuck.
Yep. I'm watching the WNBA, my hairnet, and my Cheez-Its. Suck it.
You said cunt wrong.
Close enough. Coors Light or Miller Light?
Miller. Coors Light tastes like ashtray.
Got a delicious Miller Lite on the flight.
I go Coors Light here. Hats off to your father.
Oh, he didn't drink Coors Light. He drank Coors Original.
Coors Original, yeah.
And I hated going to Rich's house for parties because when that was the only option, I'm like,
Yeah, that's all it was, yeah.
Banquet, baby. Banquet,
Yeah.
baby.
Have to stand at work all day or sit down all day?
Stand.
Oh, there's the upset of the Central.
Hold on, you sit at a desk.
Yeah, what happened to your desk?
You're the only plumber that sits at a desk.
I jot notes down and then I go to work. I mean, I stand. I sit
You
down.
can't jot notes down anymore, or else you can't tell the
that's true.
time.
Based
You've
off
given
of
up that.
this.
You've given that up.
I did.
Give me the standing.
Yeah, of course you'd pick it. No, sitting. Sitting is just much. It's just far superior than standing.
Well, you could
I
sit
hate
and watch
getting
the
up from sitting,
WNBA
so
game
Yeah.
in your hairnet
Yeah, that's
with your
fun.
Cheez-Its and watching Netflix, playing
Yep.
Fortnite.
Yep. That sounds like Ray. I'm just gonna be a big. All I need is some loose neck, shitty gray sweatshirt, and someone can come take my fucking organs. And
I'm sorry
there
that
we
this sweatshirt doesn't fit me any longer because I've lost weight, Richard. I've
No,
lost
I'm
an
happy
organ.
for you.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's a article
At the end of this trip, you'll be snug in it, I'm sure.
Probably, but hey,
Keep eating that
right now,
deep dish and Miller Lite, you fat fuck. We'll be right back with Simplest Minds of the Week.
hey, nice hair.
Oh, back to school to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
I will say, I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, I do have family members with Down syndrome. It almost got me. I dodged it, but it nicked me. Bit of a day walker myself.
Are you stupid or something? I'm as stupid as a stupid does.
I open a beer that every time I drink, the neck foams and explodes. It's like this is like a live interaction.
It's not the only. That's not the
Tuesday
only.
at your mother. It's like Tuesday at your mother. It's like Tuesday at your mother.
Oh, God block me from that mother joke, you son of a bitch.
It's like this is just like live. Like if this would be POV of your mother.
Yeah.
All right. Silva's Minds of the Week. We're gonna start here with a little sports. There. The slow pan to Ray's dad in a slumbered fucking small spoon, waiting for Ray to cuddle in. Are you small or big spoon? And that's in this.
Why did you go into bed? Why
did
did you pass out like it's a bachelor party?
Just laying on his sides. He looks so cozy and
He
comfy.
does. I'm fucking jealous right now.
What are you guys gonna watch? A TNT marathon of fucking Iron Man or something?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. God, that was nice. Joel Embiid, please play the clip.
I've done way too much, for this city, and putting myself at risk, for people to be saying that. So I do think it's bullshit. Like that dude, he's not here. Marcus, whatever his name is. I've done way too much for this city to be treated like this. So.
Joel Embiid responding to his criticism of missing the first couple games of the season after dealing with an injury in the playoffs, and then coattailing his way to a gold medal for the U.S. team. And then he goes on to the NBA fined the 76ers $100,000 for saying that Embiid was injured and not communicating well. I didn't really understand that. I think
they're lying on the injury report, saying that what his injury wasn't enough to keep him out of a game or something like that.
Yeah, there's this whole the NBA now has basically a tax for keeping your star players out of games.
Specifically primetime games. Like if you're on a 8 p.m. Saturday night game, like you can get fined for it now for not having your stars in the game.
And they define stars too by like making if you've made an all-star game in X amount of years, like you're defined as a star and you have to play so many games. If you don't, you will get fined. And we know that now the year-end awards are based on number of games played, which Embiid missed last year because he always misses games. We've been calling Embiid a dog forever, I think. I don't think we're the only ones on that train, but it just seems like now everybody is jumping on that train, and good for them. He's a loser, and he's a dog. He's just never the type of guy. A guy that's really, really hard to root for. Let's put it that way. And after this, he went on to get suspended for 3 games because he shoved a reporter who, in his report, mentioned his Embiid's son and Embiid's brother who passed away. And that's the first thing you heard about when this report came out, that Embiid shoved the reporter because he said, keep my son and my brother's name off your fucking lips, or whatever. He pulled a Will Smith, Chris Rock slap situation. And it was like, oh shit. Like, yeah, that's like going over the line. Like, you can't talk about a guy's family like that. Allow me to read you what the reporter wrote. Joel Embiid, quote, this is not the whole article, obviously. This is a snippet from the article, so it's out of context. But even still, listen to this. This is what Embiid shoved this guy for, got suspended 3 games. Quote, Joel Embiid consistently points to the birth of his son, Arthur, as the major. By the way, spoiler alert, that Joel Embiid's son's name is Arthur.
Much like the cartoon.
I guess. Yeah. Joel Embiid consistently points to his. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Consistently points to his birth son, Arthur, as the major inflection point in his basketball career. He often says that he wants to be great, to leave a legacy for the boy named after his little brother, who tragically died in an automobile accident.
Now I feel like an asshole.
When Embiid was his first year as a 76er.
Scumbag Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in order to be great at your job, this is the reporter talking. Well, in order to be greater at your job, you have to show up for work. Embiid has been great at just the opposite. Now in his 11th season, he consistently has been in poor condition. This poor conditioning apparently seems to have delayed his debut this season. So outside of Ray making fun of
around quick,
outside of Embiid, And for the YouTube viewers, the cartoon Arthur logo has appeared on the screen. Outside of Ray making fun of that, do you think Embiid was more upset with the reporter mentioning his son and brother, or the fact that he said he was in poor condition and you got to show up to be great at your job?
The second.
Yeah, like grow the fuck up, Joel. You are not suited to be in the position you're in. There are people in this world who are just not suited to be in the position they're in, Trump, and this guy's one of them. And just to make it crystal clear, do you know Joel Embiid's been in the league for 11 seasons?
Yeah, that's way too long. How many games has he played, though, in those 11 years?
Great question, Raymond. In his 11 years, in his rookie year, he played 31 games due to injury. From there on out, due to injury or other mishaps, 63, 64, 51, 51, COVID years, but still 68, 66, last year 39. Just in comparison, our boy Tatum, that was a total of 433 games for Joel Embiid. Our boy Jason Tatum, who was drafted a year later, 80, 79, 66, 64, COVID years, 76, 74, 74. He's played 522 games. He's played 100 more games than Joel Embiid with 1 year less in the NBA. And Joel Embiid wants to talk about he's done so much for this fucking city. He has not made it out of the second round one time as a 76er. He's been bounced in the first round twice. He's won one MVP because they couldn't give it to Noel Jokic 3 years in a row. This guy is a loser. Everybody's coming around to it. Philadelphia hates him, and when Philadelphia hates you,
you're fucked.
Get them back.
No coming back.
It's hard to get them back. Okay. Lastly on this list, we have. Oh no, I have a bonus one after this. We're late, but I have a bonus one after this from Superfan Patrick that I told him we have to play.
Did you send it to me?
Yeah, I think it's just a clip. I don't think I did. Just play the LeBron James as a synthetic reptile, please.
Although I didn't watch it, I seen clips of the TV glitch, and he seemed to be a reptilian. Looking forward to your response. Always sending love and light.
Yes, he has been, the original person was replaced. So what we can tell you is he was activated as a reptilian. So there's a process where they send a microorganism into your eye. And it's a living organism that goes in through your eye, and it takes over the brain, fully activating your reptilian DNA, basically turning you into a programmable reptilian. So you're going to see a lot of celebrities with black eyes. And what's really interesting is their belief system is they have to put this out in front of people. So rather than hiding away till the black eye heals, you literally can look up photographs where celebrities come out to events with black eyes. When you see that, you know that they have been activated to be reptilians. And that is the case for him as well as others, which then also helps him. It's an implanted device, which helps convert them into partial synthetics so they can be programmed in their talents. Their voices can be programmed for singing. Their athletic abilities can be programmed. Their musical talents can be programmed. And so they have been synthesized. That's what we will tell you.
What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that, boys?
I need that lady on the show immediately because I want to hear more.
Oh, yeah. Can you please do your best?
Yeah, if we could get her out. And she also just kind of seems like the type of old broad that Aaron Rodgers would probably hump.
Is Aaron Rodgers known for humping old broads?
I don't know if he is or isn't, but that's what I thought of when I looked at her.
That's a Bobby bomb.
That is a Bobby bomb. Okay.
I have it right here.
You have it?
Well, on my phone, so I can play it on the phone, and you can hear the audio and see the video.
There's audio?
I think so.
Here's the headline. Police in South Carolina are currently hunting 40 monkeys that escaped from a research facility.
Oh, God.
Here we go. Let's try it. Keep talking.
No. On November 6, 2024, approximately 43... No, I'll just read it. That's not going to work. Escape...
monkeys. Yes, 40 monkeys escaped from a research facility. The primates broke loose last night from the Alpha Genesis facility in Yemassee, 60 miles away from Charleston. Police now work to track down the fugitive monkeys using traps and thermal imaging cameras. Police tell the community to call 911 if you see one of these monkeys.
There you have it. 40 monkeys in South Carolina running around making a muck of the place.
How's Bill taking this?
Good. Bill and Lou.
Hopefully Lou's not one of the escaped.
They're part of the monkey deep state. This is all part of the plan.
Yeah. Sounds like it reminds me of the movie Outbreak. Monkey
Yes.
on the loose with HIV. Yeah.
Very much. Except I think in those Hollywood movies, the outbreak
Yeah,
always
those
happens.
monkeys better not have COVID.
They got something worse than COVID. There would be some strain of something popping off.
God
Sometimes.
damn it.
It's all right. South Carolina killing off the
Well, that's
the old
true.
Southern.
Bobby doesn't want to
Herd.
watch
If
his
we're thinning the
children.
herd down there, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we should unleash an statewide population of monkeys on Connecticut because that whole place could just go and everyone would be fine.
Just wipe it off the map.
Yep. All right, boys. This has been the Simple Minds Sports Show. If you've been hanging around and listening to the end, please rate, subscribe, review, give us a follow. Check out simplemindsports.com. As always, keep it simple. Appreciate you hanging out. We'll be back on Monday for, I'm assuming, a loss for the Patriots against the Chicago Bears. That's what the odds are telling us. The over-under on that game, by the way, is 39. So real barn burner to look forward to on Sunday.
Yeah, real barn burner.
Yeah, really excited. Enjoy that game, Ray, as you are in Chi-Town. And just be careful as the big spoon. Don't get too excited. You don't want to be poking Papa and getting him so cozy. Night-night, boys.
Night-night.
Good night.